The Jackpot High Five at Woodbine Mohawk Park will have a mandatory payout on Saturday night, September 16th. The carryover is a hefty $583,607.95. So there is a big carrot dangled in front of the horse players as the expected pool could be in the $1 million range. That's the good news. But this is a wager with a lot of variables, and it's obviously a challenge to hit. A jackpot wager is not a regular part of my betting menu, but on Saturday, many who don't normally play jackpot bets will be taking a swing because of the huge carryover and mandatory payout. To make things even more difficult, this will be a 12-horse field, and number 11 and 12 will start from the second tier. My intent now is to share ticket construction rather than give out an exact bet. The rail horse is the program chalk, Century Heineken, 3-1 in the morning line, from the Greg McNair stable and will be steered by his son Doug. The 5-year-old gelding went off at 7-2 on September 9th from the 2-hole and finished 4th for this kind. In my view, it was a dull effort. Stayed inside, pulled at the top of the lane, and off that trip didn't have much go. I can't defend the dull try even though it was the first time in at this level after a win and Chris Christoforou was steering. Now, with regular pilot Doug McNair back in the bike, there could be a reason to believe he will be bet. The 5-year-old has had trouble passing horses, and I will swing against him winning, as I don't think he can wire this field. I would use number 1 Century Heineken underneath in the 2, 3, 4, 5 slots, or limiting to fewer combinations. On top, I will use 2 horses. The number 2 is HP Momentum, 4-1 in the morning line with Tyler Borth out of the Shane Barrington barn. The knock here is slow starts and will need his best to take a picture at this level. But with this post draw, my guess is he will be racing with the leaders and could take advantage of an efficient trip. I do see an honest pace, and if so, this one should be there at the wire. My other use at the top of the ticket is number 7, No Free Lunch, a Harry Polton, the stable.ca entry, who is 5-1 in the morning line and will be driven by James McDonald. This Sunshine Beach 5-year-old could be bet down off the morning line. This one has a similar profile as HP Momentum, slow starts, and will need his best to win. But he had an excuse in the last race. He was 10 lengths back at the first call, and when following cover was behind codename Cigar Box, who is the 8-horse in this field. That trip didn't work well. The Cigar Box stalled, so James McDonald pulled out and rallied wide to finish a close third, beaten by only a half length. As usually is the case, it is difficult to dismiss a handful of entries from having a chance to hit the high 5 ticket. By doing this ahead of time, I don't know the weather, how the track is playing, which drivers and trainers have had a good night. Right now, the only obvious horse to me to leave off the ticket entirely is the 9, Toronto. As an example, using the 2 and 7 on top with the 1 horse in the second slot and leaving the 9 horse off the ticket entirely, that cost for that ticket would be $201.60. That's an expensive play, but maybe the all button is used only for the 5th slot. If so, the ticket would be a lot less depending on how many horses you can eliminate. My aim will be to use the 2 that I said on top, the 2 and 7, as my prime choices, and then the McNair entry underneath. How much I invest may depend on how the track is playing and who has been hot. It would be my hope to sharpen up the ticket to be no more than a $49 play. That type of ticket could look like this, with the 1 only in the second slot. 2-7 with 1 with 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4 with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, and 12. That ticket would be $49. If you played the 1 horse in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th slots, that play would cost a total of $196 altogether. You will need to be comfortable with your own risk-reward ratio, and I would say that there are ultimately many possibilities. Hopefully, you will grab the right one, enjoy the weekend, and good luck.